Oh wait. I mean, just there we go. Hey everyone, this is our what this channel name is now recently. This is now our Reflective Master Illusions, aka Tony Cashman. Welcome back to the channel. We are going to just go through a little bit of the things I was working on, and maybe not necessarily everything, but we'll get to our channels, I guess, maybe. But we're going to go through what I've been working on a little bit every once in a while. Other stuff about the channel and other stuff about the things I did, or things including Claymation, of course. But that's just gonna be a bit of a all circle thing. It won't be just about certain one thing or the other. It'll just be a collection of things. I'll try to expand over time if I can. But yeah, so as you guys know, technically don't as worthy of mentioning, I am a Claymation animator, and even though the brand I identify with isn't necessarily about Claymation, it is a part of what I can do. And so technically, for the virtue of that, the majority, if not entirety, what my Patreon page is based off of is Claymation. And so it could have been about something more general than that, but it was but the Patreon page itself is dedicated to Claymation. It could have been about a general brand like vlogging or abstract philosophy, but for now it was based on Claymation, and it was like I don't regret that. It makes it easier to put tiers around, put perks and pledges and tiers. So this page is based on the commissioned, maybe not necessarily commissioned. It was free for me, but a friend made it for me nicely enough. So thanks to them. Thank you, Jordan, if you're watching this video. But he made this banner for that I'm currently using for the Patreon page. It was for my YouTube channel, but I switched out to something else more back then, kind of downgrading to something that you may not wanted to be at the point in time, but I'll get to the channel in a second. But yeah, this is his banner made for me with his software tools. And the Patreon page again is mostly entirely made up by Claymations, not necessarily about general brand stuff. But if you do go to the Patreon, which is just Tony Cashman after the slash on patreon.com, you have links on these in some of the description of my videos, many of them actually. But some of the pledges go from very low to very high pledge tiers, like USD amounts, and you start to get the merch after about the $20 perk thing. But you really only need maybe at least the 12% Claybeast thing, because Claybeast gives you early access to some videos. I'm gonna probably do them like a month ahead of time, and I mean, as promised, I'll do them a month ahead of time for the Claybeast. But that's for $7 a month, so that's still kind of hefty, but it gets really hefty ahead of time, especially for like some of these other limited perk amount patron perk thing tiers. You have these. I'm not even sure how many people do Clay Loaster. For $60 a month, it's like freaking. You get what's different from that in here. So so Scientist already has live streams and patron and early access. No, that was early access again. So live streams is different, merch is different. So this was gonna be behind the scenes content video tutorials and lessons. Okay, yeah. Okay. Which I still kind of promise in public on my channel anyways for free at least right now. But this is gonna be extra content. The majority of this Patreon page was dedicated to stuff that I would make on the slide if I was ahead of my game in Claymation. Only if I was still making Claymation. Unfortunately, I haven't been making Claymation lately, but if this page was popular a little bit, it would technically, maybe not improperly, encourage me and motivate me to make Claymation just so I could do the extra content for Patreon, but that's what it would happen at that point a little bit. So just pledge to Patreon. Even if I don't make anything right away, it'll be worth it. I will update you on stuff I'm working on for Claymation, because it won't just because I have Patreon pledging my page, but just but it'll because I actually would want to do it. It'll be really inspiring for that one. So that's my Patreon, guys. Mostly Claymation, if not entirely about Claymation. Pledging this page will just help my brand stuff in general with YouTube and all that, but expect some form of Claymation that comes with it if you do that. So thank you. And we'll stuff on YouTube a little bit for other stuff. This is my main channel right now. I changed the banner, avatar, and some stuff on the page a little bit over time. I actually started to consider doing 3 to 12 weeks of a habit building, a consistent habit of doing abstract philosophy vlogging, or actually abstract philosophy for a little bit before getting into Claymation again, even if it was sooner anyways to do Claymation. But yeah, so I glare at this page quite a bit, even on mobile. I look at it quite a bit. I just look at it and I'm just like, I used to do that a long time ago as well. I would just go to the YouTube channel page a lot, even without making more content. That's why I keep telling people, I was like, I'm active on my channel even if I don't make more videos. Even if I don't make new videos, I'm still active on my channel. So if you interact with the videos, I'll still respond to comments. I really would. Even without new content, I'll still be responding to comments. So it's like, just keep that in mind, guys. But yeah, I just let alone my upload schedule of six to six videos plus per day, as you may have seen before. But yeah, just not. I always hold the gap to quality content. Actually, the gap I do hold with quality content to this day, a little bit unfortunately, is why I do stuff like this with a shitty banner and a awkward concerning a claymation avatar and other stuff going on this channel. But you know, so be it. But yeah, apparently I still like this page a lot. I really do. So I saw that dashboard. The things I do with the dashboard, I constantly look at dashboard content. I sometimes look at playlists, but I skip ahead of it sometimes, most of the time. So I look at playlists recently just to arrange playlists. I do on purpose, but that's for other news. So I will just look at dashboard, content, analytics, sometimes playlists and comments, rarely subtitles, rarely copyright, sometimes monetization just for the thousand-year door vibes for looking at that page a little bit. You'll know what I mean if I talk about that example. But customization recently, maybe audio library eventually, but I just yeah, so and constantly look at analytics, even though I don't have the addiction some people may have already of it, where I'm not supposed to look at analytics until you have a higher traction gain and audience retention, I guess you could say. If you actually have a bigger end audience, whatever that's supposed to mean, that's when you start looking at your analytics more often. But I do it anyway, so for advice, it hurts me more, it hurts me at this point, but to look at it. But just that's at least for me though. I don't look at it too constantly, I don't think, but you know. And I look at between these three. Research, whether it's useful or not, I still look at it a little bit. I still use it a little bit sometimes, just rarely nowadays. I look at this. I look at this. And I look at this for some of the videos. I'll head home in on them and look for them anyways. And look between these four. And I look at these, I'm like, yeah, okay. But Reach especially, because Reach is kind of... Whenever Reach has more details, I look at it a lot. So. And yeah, that's my analytics section of my channel. And we then have the browsing section. I'm going to get to PowerApps and PowerPoint in a second. Azure Marketplace and Azure DevOps or whatever the heck else. But when I browse YouTube, when I look for Claymations, I already showed this before, but when I look for Claymation, I would either search up the week or the month. And that was for the tutorial I did before. So we go back, and I think I could. I'm curious enough to show something without getting a coverage check, I guess. But if I just show the thumbnails, at least I'd be like, without actually worrying about the quality thumbnails. You know? But as I scroll through, you'll see some of my recommendations. This is what I look through. I'm not scrolling this fast for a reason. I mean, I don't have to be scrolling this fast. But I'll open tabs for multiple videos without subscribing to people. But my brother recommended that I subscribe to people if I don't want to have too many tabs open. I did that, and I did overkill anyways. So I was like, it ended up being the replacement of that in the wrong direction a little bit. Because instead of having too many tabs open in my browser, especially from YouTube, it ended up being too many subscriptions. It was like both ends were happening anyways, both the subscriptions and the tabs. So I'll open like a shit ton of tabs. I'll close all of them at the same time, or some of them over time. And then I just whenever I listen to music, I go between music and mixes. And mixes, I'll usually load my mix, or in Spotify, I'll load like a playlist I like indie music, or I can show you in a second with Spotify, but I just with Spotify, I load either a mix I think will hold a lot of music I really like anyways, or new music. I'm a bit of a hypocrite in that regard, because I'll look at new music and music I really like and not know the difference between the two, and act like I don't know how to listen to anymore. Which is, there's plenty of music to listen that I could look at. There's a long gamut and controversy with that and tragedy. So, but yeah, either music I really like or music I haven't seen yet, and still not like either one, because dopamine detox or no, if I'm seeing I guess. Oops, is it really those things? Oops. But yeah. So this video isn't aimless, by the way. I'm just showing you guys what I do with my computer a little bit and what I've been up to. So, but yeah. So as I browse videos, I'll like I said, I'll open like tabs for I'll open different tabs for things, like I'll open it for music. Like if I find a mix on mixes, like my mix or something like that. This would be good enough, but I think I'm going to need This would be okay. Fortress. This will help a little bit, even though it's a challenge video. In my mix. Okay. See, I did open different times for that shit. And if I'm looking for tarot reading, then I'll probably just open what I did right here. Tarot reading will almost always looking for the readings I did before. I have Rich Lop in the Quantum Queen Tarot. And I'll load hers. She's actually like both of them are evolving pretty quick. I would say. And their own life stories, character development. Alright, and then I'm going to try to show a little bit of this stuff, and then I'll be good for this video. With PowerApps, since the tutorial I did for Udacity, which it took me a long time to finish that tutorial, because I didn't have to take it longer than a month, but I still took my time with it, so it was worth it that way. I made it work with even the AI Builder, resetting the tenant trial stuff, but it's not just AI Builder that has a trial. They can keep resetting for the tenant, like the tenant. It's other stuff, but you get all those things like Automate and virtual agents, all that, etc. Chatbots. I don't think Automate has something like that, but it's other stuff. It's like that. So not even Power BI, but some stuff like that. It'll be every once in a while. It'll be like a trial you have to reset every once in a while. If you can't reset it after that, I don't know what that's like, but it'd be terrible if that happened to me. I'm not sure what that would be like, but I'd be ready for it at this point at least. I had a lot of experience. So. After using PowerApps after finishing the Udacity tutorial, I would just go into PowerApps and do other experiments and try the preview apps, preview development stuff, where there's features or new sections of PowerApps, Power Platform, and the integration of that. I would experiment with the preview features and still enjoy them a lot, and then preview other development parts like the Power Pages thing. That was a preview section, and I was like, oh, I almost like that a lot too. Even though it's a little different apps, I guess maybe not so much, but with Power Platform, PowerApps, I would just go through like for AI Builder, I would just go in, start the trial, start using a preview section of it, and then like work it out. It would be decent. Like for AI Builder, I did like I did a app for the preview thing that they showed. I reset this one. It's okay. I'll do it later. But I did it for a preview for AI Builder, a preview feature, and then it was actually I used a little bit of a sample of stuff that I already had on my computer from a Claymation I did. What I used was this thing. It was like the Claymation from the Claymation file. So I used files from this folder, and it was all the Claymation pictures that I had from that one Claymation I did 2019, among the many I did that year. And I used them when I use these pictures, it would actually load on the AI Builder for PowerApps, and I would use it to register this text on the draw board, and it would pick up certain words and pick up certain for patterns and recognition, especially when they were different from actual Claymation movements for the props. That's how they could slightly. I theorized that's how it could tell, because it was nuanced yet it was very tiny yet. Okay, I don't like saying some words like that, but like whatever. And I was like, it would notice it somehow. It would notice that the words were the same, but that it was like a pattern recognition thing. So for Power Platform, AI Builder, it was like I just working that out was fun, and it was actually kind of. I'll do this later. But it's the AI builder I did went from 25 to 50% useful on average, and it was like the model I used was actually the model I built with those Claymation files was actually really decent, and it was actually, even if it wasn't the purpose of what it was for, it was still somewhat successful. So I like that a lot. And that was just one example. If I do that once for like the tenant I use for either default or Anthony Cashman, if I do that once or twice or whatever, even just a little usage of PowerApps will enable the tenant to be renewed for another 3 months. I don't cheat like that all the time though. I do try to use a decent amount whenever I feel invigorated to do it, and I'll use it for a little bit or even more. I'll grind for 2 to 4 hours in a day, and then and on some other days I'll do less than 45 minutes, and it'll be like, I'll actually have used it enough times. By the time the tenant renews for 3 or more months, I'll actually feel like it was worth it. I'm not gonna regret losing the tenant until I have to pay anyways, if that actually happened at one time, but. Essentially, I wouldn't have to worry about that for now, but because I've been passionate about Power Platform, PowerApps for a while, they didn't have to matter. So that's with AI Builder. That's with PowerApps. We got some for Automate. I think these are the Automate features. I think this is virtual agents. Or not create, but list. Yeah, I made a Porky's bot. I didn't even finish it. I just made it. This is from Power BI. See, I even know this. I kind of know this, but it's just, This is from the Dataverse section, which does help to know what you're doing with it, because I think it's like Dataverse is connected to Azure. If you do Azure with a certain subscription, you can actually have Dataverse connected with Azure or other services and shit like OneDrive and like OneDrive for business and other stuff. But even pretty much all Office, especially the Office suite, will actually connect with PowerApps and PowerApp platform. So when you use the Excel stuff, it's to actually like load a spreadsheet that can load certain files and programs into your app, and that's pretty cool. I did that a couple of times already. Unfortunately, I don't know if PowerPoint would do that, but Excel for sure. You could try to load it, with OneDrive, Excel. I'm not sure with other apps, but it's pretty cool how that integrates with. It integrates with a lot of Microsoft apps, a lot of them, more than you realize. Even the real world professionals, real world. I could be one of them. But real world people who actually have used these companies who have used PowerApps in a way where they integrate multiple Microsoft apps that you wouldn't even think were possible with the Power Platform. They've done it already. That's pretty cool. How they integrate, what they integrate with their plan. So far in the suite, it's been Power Apps, Power Automate, AI Builder, Virtual Agents, Power BI. Now it's preview. One of the first most features was Power Pages, which is for website building, and then we also have Dataverse, and then whatever apps we use for the suite that we integrate to Power Platform, Power Apps, which include Excel and OneDrive for Business, and then it goes from there. And it's pretty fun how you integrate this stuff. So finally, we have the Azure Marketplace, which comes in with the Azure subscription I have for either DevOps or Microsoft Azure in general, anything I do with Microsoft Azure. If you do a certain subscription with Power Apps and Power Platform, you can actually make Azure integrate with Power Apps, and you can have sources come with it to either not only detect like Power BI, but like you can not only have an integrated program you can detect a little better and integrate with other software and services, but you can do it in a way where it doesn't have to be separate one or the other. It doesn't have to just be Azure and then Power Apps. It could be both at the same time integrated, and they even have certain things in the marketplace that will help you do that too. So it's DevOps. Some other programs they have with this thing, you can actually. So DevOps is like for like the tunneling the program thing. I saw enough. I saw that I knew what it was like, so I did not know how to describe it. But yeah, it was my tenant. Okay, my subscription with Azure. I can work this out later. So I'm gonna get charged later on. But my credit ran out because I didn't use all the 200 credits within a month because I was not being lazy. I was just trying to make sure I would actually use it and not be at the mercy of 200 credits. So I didn't worry about that anyways. I didn't attach myself to that spot. I didn't have too much attachment to that basically. Manifestation journey, spirituality, tarot, whatever. Law of attraction, whatever. Talking about law of attraction on a freaking Microsoft software, damn. This video. And the credit expired. I didn't use any at the time. I could have, but I wasn't stressing out about that. I didn't pressure myself out. So with the marketplace itself, I did put stuff in my favorites. I could use the learning stuff, and then the marketplace. In the marketplace, I did have favorites, but I didn't want to rush into doing it. I didn't want to rush into doing any of these. I just wanted to go through them and be like, oh, okay, that's what I like, but I had to do anything about it. I'm not attached to it, basically. That's what I'm saying with the spirituality thing. I'm not attached to it. So, finally, with Azure, I mentioned DevOps, and yes, they even have a cloud shell, but I have to subscription with that a little bit. I think it's in directories. I did make a directory for some reason. Wherever is DevOps, developer operations. Was it going to be here? Was it Azure Active Directory? I think this was DevOps. Oh, now they have Entra. Okay. Oh, I guess this video is going to get an extra feature. This video is going to show you an extra feature. Now I got this stuff. This is new to me, apparently. And yeah, and this is new to me, because I didn't even know they had this. But yeah, this should be the end of this video. I'll leave it here. That's basically Azure, Microsoft Azure, and DevOps, and I try to show a little bit of DevOps. There's the pipeline from DevOps and other stuff like that in that section, but I don't know where to find it anymore. It's okay. I'll find it later. That was Power Apps, Microsoft Azure, Power Platform, my YouTube channel, Toy Cashman, including the Patreon page, what I do with my music, my subscriptions, how I manage stuff like that. The tarot readings I watch, the music I listen to, the analytics page, and my actual channel. So that should be it for now, guys. I'll see you later. This was a bit of an amalgam of a video. I'm sure it seemed a little aimless and pointless to some of you guys, but I know the rest of you already understand why I do this stuff, and I already believe in the actions I do and the inactions that they're in. So this was a meaningful video, at least for me. So this meant a lot to me to do this. So thank you guys so much, and let me just check how long this recording's been going for. We have about 20 minutes. Yeah, that's what you can do, guys. See you. Take care, guys. Bye.